A humanitarian is someone who cares about humans. There are no groups out there. There is us, there are people, we're humans.
Someone who really goes out of their way to make our community better.
Someone that cares about others and understands what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes.
I became interested in becoming a firefighter when I was about 12 years old. That's when I started hanging around the Tempe Fire Department. And at that time, all of the firefighters in the Tempe Fire Department were volunteers, and they were absolutely tremendous providers of service to the community. So watching those people volunteer and then having the opportunity through several different programs, particularly in the Salvation Army, to work out in the community and see firsthand the amount of need that's out there is why I stuck with volunteerism.
My relationship with Cliff Jones begins with Tempe South Rotary. And we've worked with various projects, long-term, short-term, community service, you name it. We've cleaned up Tempe Town Lake and the North Shore together.
So I feel very lucky to be on the Military Affairs Committee with Cliff. It's fun to work directly with him. He is so respectful. He's so knowledgeable. He comes in very quiet, but when he has something to say, everyone listens because it's usually right on point. And so I've learned a lot from him, his integrity, his work ethic. It's just wonderful to work with a man that has all of those things.
My relationship with Cliff has been one that goes back 30 plus years that we have worked together on community activities here in Tempe. One major one was the Tempe Leadership Program. We worked together. Cliff was on that board. He served as vice president, as president. He was instrumental in the program, working to develop leaders that will be involved with the city of Tempe, boards, commissions.
My relationship with Cliff started when I took over Tempe St. Luke's in 2000 in the middle of the pandemic. And Cliff was serving on our board. He was all about engaging in the organization and helping where he could, making sure that I knew about the community, about the history of the hospital. He was a wealth of information.
Part of my lifelong passion was to help improve the fire service. And the opportunity to teach primarily was an extension of that opportunity. Early on, I taught fire science programs in the community college system. I taught at Ottawa University for a while in a fire management program, and then ASU started a fire management program, and I was able to teach there for 10 years. You know, one of my mentors always used to tell me that in the course of a semester, the person that learns the most is the teacher. And I always found that to be the case.
What warms my heart about Cliff is he is so personable, so friendly. He's so interested in the people he interfaces with. Cliff has worked with Tempe Cares for many, many years. He's worked as a volunteer. Cliff has worked as fire chief to ensure that medical fire department resources are available to support all of the volunteers as we work on our project. In addition to that, Cliff has personally gone around house to house checking on working smoke detectors for the residents to make sure that they are safe and protected in case a fire were to break out in their residence. And if they don't have a working smoke detector, he installs one for free for them.
Another project that Cliff promoted and supported significantly was the transition from CPR to CCR, which happened and started really in this part of the world and now is becoming, if not the standard already across the country, is becoming the standard. And the idea of embracing it and moving forward and using it in the field has had significant impact on the city of Tempe.
One of the things I do right now is that I am the Community Service Director for the Tempe South Rotary Club. So I'm the person responsible for coordinating many of our outreach programs and services that we deliver throughout the community.
I believe Cliff is a humanitarian because of his caring and concern for the individual.
Cliff doesn't see you as this or that or the other. I think Cliff's the kind of person that sees you as a person. And as such, you're worthy of help and support and caring.
He puts others above himself and does whatever he can, follows through with whatever he says he's gonna do to really impact our community, and it makes it a better place.
My initial reaction was to think back that I had been to the Don Carlos Award ceremony many times. It never entered my mind that I might someday be selected for that award. It wasn't on my radar, so to speak. And so I was pretty much taken aback that I was being considered for that. And then when Julie Armstrong called me and told me that I had been selected, I was stunned, very simply. And I'm honored and I'm humbled.
I believe Cliff is a perfect recipient for the Don Carlos Humanitarian of the Year award because he embodies what I believe the award is all about, and that is the caring, the empathy, the understanding, and knowing that very easily you might have been in this other person's shoes, and how can you help them? And with no hesitation, Cliff is there to help them.
Cliff deserves this award both for what he does in organizations like ours, but Cliff is the kind of person that personifies taking care and worrying about the individual. We always say at Tempe St. Luke's Hospital that people matter. And to Cliff, he embraces that fully, but he goes a step beyond and says the individual person matters.
You know, a friend of mine always used to say, if you think you're having a bad day, look around. And there's always people that are in need of help.